I said the boy got his own money. Even the trainer in shape. Spence versus Crawford next week. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing gang. Ego thoughts, and I told you guys I'm going to come back, do some of the things I used to do way back when I first started my channel, like Ego Thoughts. Ego Thoughts is just like my other videos, but not necessarily based on something that's being reported or a media day or anything like that. It's just what I want to talk about, and that's Derrick James, ahead of this fight, is in shape alongside his fighter. And why is this important to your boy Ego? Because for starters, I've known Derrick James for a while, interviewed him, and Derrick James, years ago, if you look at him, his face was puffier. He weighed more, you know. I'm not going to beat around the bush. He weighed more. Whatever his weight was, he weighed more. But over the years, if you look at the last several years, Derrick James has gotten in tremendous shape. He's gotten in tremendous shape and transformed his own body alongside his stable, which at the time included Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo and Frank Martin primarily, but has since added names like Anthony Joshua and guys like Ryan Garcia. So to me, I think it's a great look, an amazing look for the sport of boxing, for the coach to be in shape alongside of the fighters, because what does that really mean? What does that really represent? It represents that it's a team, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, all hands on deck, everybody doing the same type of work. Jermell Charlo, he's training for the Castano fight. If you watch the All Access, he gets on the bikes and he's doing the cycling. Jermell Charlo was right there and his coach was right there, Derrick James. Now you look at, you know, the boy Derrick James had the cut off sleeves at the media day and he's holding the pads, and you look at this stuff while Errol Spence is working. Clearly Errol Spence, who is the active fighter, Derrick James, a former fighter. So I expect Errol Spence to be in fight shape, dog shape, because he's fighting next week on Saturday. But Derrick James isn't, and you see how he's getting down. I really respect that. And I think it's small things like that that definitely continue to make me respect that gym and look at Derrick James as a formidable and probably the best trainer going on right now, like in terms of stable and how his guys are looking. I really like the advice he was giving Frank Martin. I thought that was dope. Frank Martin, he told him everything he needed to hear. I've watched so many fights at this point, and some trainers, they'll lie to their fighters, and I detest that. I hate that. I hate to see when the fighters are being lied to, like they're down big, major, and then their coach is like, you're winning every round, he's getting tired. And it's like, what are you talking about? Why would you? It's like, it's almost like a saboteur. Like you're trying to sabotage your fighter and give him false hope that shouldn't be there. And the fighter should be gutting out and really pushing these last several rounds because they should be behind. But that's not what Derrick James says. And Errol Spence said that on the All Access. He said, that's what I love about Derrick James, is he don't sugarcoat ish. If I look like ish, then he'll say I look bad. You know, he's not going to sugarcoat it. He's going to tell me exactly what I need to hear to get better. That's a real coach. And then in addition, you add the Ego Weight Watchers, AKA ILL, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, and progress pics when a fighter typically has an upcoming fight. And now I'm doing the Ego Weight Watchers on the trainer, Derrick James, just to give him his credit. Listen, boxing fans frequently complain about what's wrong with boxing. Me, I too will give my 2 cents on what's wrong with boxing and bad decisions and bad refereeing and bad judge scorecards. But I also talk about what's right with boxing. Derrick James is what's right with boxing. Win, lose, or draw, he's there with his fighters. It's like an army. He's very militant. I think, and I'm going to make a separate video about this, I think the smartest decision Ryan Garcia has made in his career was to team up with that gym. Big old Anthony Joshua now over there, Errol Spence about to fight a legendary fight with Crawford, Jermell Charlo. I mean, that energy should be infectious. And if anybody can help Ryan Garcia capitalize on his mistakes, improve, and then ultimately get better with his fundamentals, I think it's Derrick James. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the camp. I wanted to make an Ego Thoughts video about that. Derrick James, he looks like he's in shape alongside the fighter. Not all coaches are like that. And I'm not going to call out a bunch of names. You guys know them. There's several coaches who are getting millions of dollars and they're probably getting tired. And like the other thing I look at is like, if the coach is not in no type of shape and they're holding pads or trying to motivate you and push, it's cool to be the driving the truck and then the fighter's running up, this crazy incline mountain and you're just honking the truck as you drive by. But if you're running with the fighter, or if you're cycling with the fighter, or you're holding pads and you're not getting tired with the fighter, then I think ultimately that's a better example. You'll be able to push that fighter even further because there's an age-old adage that's lead by example, and I think Derrick James is probably the best at that, leading by example with his fighters. His fighters need to get in shape, so he got himself into shape. And the other tidbit that people don't even know, because black don't crack and Derrick James is taking care of himself, but Derrick James, his age is 51 years old. And nobody even thinks he's 51 years old because of how he looks. Like he's taking care of his body. He got a skin cleansing routine. Got a bunch of pimples and marred up face. I don't know. He's a clean cut brother and he's in shape. So I don't even think people know Derrick James, is older than Errol Spence by more than what people think. He's 51, Errol Spence about 33-ish. So I just wanted to make that video and make these points known. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business. Let me know who you think is winning the fight next week, Spence versus Crawford. And I'm out.